Hi everyone, for our presentation on the conceptions of disability, we decided to focus on disability in sport, primarily Special Olympics PEI. For our analysis, we chose a Facebook video posted by Special Olympics PEI that features Jack Hansen and his family. We get experiences from friends in the community involved in Special Olympics, as well as hear from his family sharing stories about Jack. It focuses on disability sport participation and highlights inclusion, family support, and athletic achievement. It also shares the positives on physical fitness like confidence, mental health, and a sense of belonging, which are all factors of the medical model of disability. For disability concepts and framework, the video presents Jack Hansen as an inspiring athlete who overcomes challenges. Using disability study concepts, we can examine whether this representation promotes inclusion while also reinforcing ableist idea about disability. We also have listed the definitions of a couple topics we talked about in class. Although the video is positive and celebrates Jack's achievements, disability studies encourage us to think critically about how disability is represented. The medical model focuses on individual limitations, while the social model focuses barriers created by society. We can also consider whether the videos focus on inspiration risks portraying disability primarily through an overcoming narrative rather than highlighting broader issues of accessibility and inclusion. How disability is represented. The video visually represents Jack as an active athlete and community member rather than focusing on his disability. Much of the footage shows participation in Special Olympics, activities, friendships, and family support. The language used throughout the video emphasizes belonging, achievement, and community. This creates a positive emotional tone and encourages viewers to challenge stereotypes about disability. Rather than portraying disabled people as incapable, the video highlights inclusion and the importance of accessible opportunities in sport. For the feelings portrayed in the video made me feel emotional, inspirational, positive, and gave me an uplifting attitude. We also felt feelings of support towards people with a disability and encouraging others. How the video makes viewers feel is admiration for Jack's achievements, support towards inclusion in sport. There also may be a sympathy or emotional connection and community support. These feelings show that disability is represented as an inspiring story and challenge to overcome. This is connected to our ideas on perseverance and success. The emotional tone in the video encourages viewers to see disabled people through inspiration and achievements. This support is shown to people with disability, but are typically not shown to everyone. Disabled people are celebrated for overcoming barriers or doing ordinary activities. For perspectives included and missing, the perspectives included are Special Olympics because it shares the story. We also get experiences from family and friends that tell us stories about Jack. We get community perspective, and viewers learn most about Jack from others describing him. The missing perspectives are Jack doesn't speak much about his own experience. We don't see a broader disability perspective. Or sharing the barriers and discrimination faced by people with disability. We also don't see structural or social issues included. The included and missing perspective frame disability through family support, community care, and sharing emotional stories. Although we do hear about Jack's achievements, we don't really hear it from Jack himself. This confirms the idea of people with disability being spoken for by others. This leaves out the true experiences shared by people with disability. Instead, suggests that disabled experiences come from caregivers and organizations. For the medical model and social model of disability, we mostly see the social model portrayed in the video, like inclusion, community participation, and sport, shows disability barriers being reduced by acceptance and accessibility, and how people benefit by inclusive communities. There are also some elements of the medical model portrayed in the video. We get personal growth and overcoming challenges. Disability can be seen as an individual struggle at times, and confidence building and individual improvement. In the video, we can see elements of both the social and medical model of disability. However, we do see how it leans toward the social model perspective. This is because inclusion and community support are the main themes of the video. Sports and teamwork scenes show social inclusion, which is also social model attribute. The emotional overcoming and challenging barriers that we see from Jack is an individual focus on Jack's personal growth. We've also included some course readings that we think connect to the video. From Davis, we have, I do this because the problem is not the person with disabilities. The problem is the way that normalcy is constructed to create the problem of the disabled person. Also from Davis, we have the quote, "But the idea of a norm is less a condition of human nature than it is a feature of a certain kind of society." From Tavares, we have, "In my relationships, uttering the word autism can mean an instant judgment of less able. However, autistics are a palette of traits, intermingled, which manifest uniquely in each individual." And from Reeves, we have, "The benefits to the disabled child include an increase in peer acceptance and positive social interactions, leading to life and social skill development. Benefits to the non-disabled peers include changed perceptions of disability, non-disabled children becoming more aware, accepting, and adaptive to their peers." So how these apply to the video from Davis, disability and normality. The idea is society creates disability by defining what is considered normal. The connection to the video challenges narrow ideas of normality by showing Jack as an athlete, teammate, friend, and community member. This, rather than focusing on limitations, the video highlights participation and belonging. Jack's disability is not presented as a problem. Barriers to inclusion are what matter. From Tavares, beyond disability labels, the idea is autistic people should not be reduced to stereotypes or assumptions. The connection is Jack is presented as a unique individual with interests, relationships, and achievements. The audience learns about his personality and family life, not just his disability. And this helps move beyond viewing disabled people through a single label. From Reeves, the benefits of inclusion. The idea is inclusion benefits both disabled and non-disabled people. The connection is Special Olympics provides opportunities for friendship, confidence, and community participation. The video shows how inclusion creates positive experiences for athletes, families, and the broader community. This reflects Reeves' argument that inclusion can change perceptions and increase acceptance. While the video promotes inclusion and positive representation, it also relies heavily on an inspirational narrative. This raises an important question: is Jack being celebrated for who he is, or because he is perceived as overcoming disability? For social consequences, the enabling it promotes inclusion and acceptance of disabled people in the community, challenge stereotypes that disabled people are incapable, importance of accessible community organizations, and helps people of society to view disabled people as active, capable participants in sport. For disabling, it reinforces the influential stereotype that disabled people overcome challenges. It applies pressure to people with disability to appear positive and exceptional to gain respect. Individual perseverance rather than social barriers, in showing sympathy towards people with disability rather than treating them as equals. For political consequences, enabling, we have encourages support for inclusion in community programs such as Special Olympics. The importance of accessibility supports the social model of disability and barriers in society, not disability itself, like exclusion, and encourage funding for disability inclusive initiatives. The disabling would be the charity model of disability, which is disabled people needing help rather than having rights. It shifts the attention from systemic issues like inaccessible schools or transportation, and government prioritize inspirational campaigns rather than structural inclusive changes. The influential consequences on society or influence how society defines normalcy. It shapes attitudes about what people with disability are to achieve and how they should behave. Affects employment, education, social opportunities based on stereotypical assumptions. And positive inclusion messages increase participation and representation. Inspirational messages limit the overall understanding of disability. To end off the video, we have some discussion questions to leave you with. To what extent does portraying disabled athletes as inspirational promote inclusion, and when might it unintentionally reinforce ableist assumptions about disability? The next question is, can media representations of disabled athletes celebrate achievement without turning disability into an inspirational story for non-disabled audience? Why or why not? And the last question is, does the Jack Hansen video challenge traditional ideas about disability, or does it still rely on portraying disabled people as exceptional in order to gain public acceptance? And that's it. Thank you.